Wyze is a brand that is making smart home devices for a long time now. They started off making a security camera. It was the first device, a little cube-looking camera. And the whole goal was to make smart home products that were affordable and had great features for everybody. Many years later, now we've got this. This is the Wyze Palm Lock. So it uses your palm to lock or unlock the door. It's also got a keypad and a key and a whole bunch of really cool features to it that it may make it a great option for your home. So stick around, let me tell you about this thing, see if it's a good fit for you. Hi, I'm Chris with Gadgets and Gravel. I was sent this for testing review purposes, however, neither Wyze or any PR agencies will get any input on the video or get to see it before you, so first time for them just like you. With that out of the way, like I said, this is the Wyze Palm Lock. So it uses your palm, the veins in your palm, it reads those to lock and unlock the door. It's a more secure way than fingerprints. And the good thing is, because it actually reads the veins under the skin, your hands can be dirty or whatever and it still works. It's a really cool concept, and while they're not the first ones, I've previously reviewed a lock from Eufy, as well as a lock from TCL, and I'll link those somewhere in here and down below, so if you want to watch those, you can. But Wyze has done some neat things with their lock, and some things that are a little different than other brands to give you a similar feature set. But let's start with the hardware portion of it. We're going to start with the back side here. So it's a pretty basic lock. It replaces your deadbolt that you currently have in your home, and it comes with all the hardware that you need to attach this. It can even replace the deadbolt itself, so you have a perfect match with this lock. The instructions to install it are super easy. It walks you through it and does a great job of making sure that all the details are really clear to anybody who's doing this. So we've got a manual toggle here. So this, you can lock and unlock your door right here. Got a little light that shows you it's locked. A little spot down here is the cover to cover up a screw that helps attach it to the plate. So you got a nice little cover there. Completely flat on the bottom, nothing going on the sides. And this is your battery cover. So we take this off. We've got two rechargeable batteries in here. The main battery right here can last up to 6 months, and then it simply recharges to USB-C. We've got a smaller battery here. It's a backup battery. So this is to go dead, or when you take it out to recharge it, because you're gonna be gone for a while, you wanna make sure it stays charged. This small battery here can run for up to 2 weeks. So you get a nice option here for backup batteries. You got a reset, this little status light in here. So that's what shines through the cover here to show you that it's locked. And it's pretty simple setup right there. I'll show you on the other side, but should both batteries be dead or something happen and you can't get into it and it's locked, there is a key, so you can use a key as well. But there is a USB-C port on the other side, so you can plug a battery pack or something into it to give it power so you can get back to using your palm or the pin code to get back inside. That's the status of the hardware on this side, so let's take a break for a second, flip it around, check the other side. All right, on this side, this is where you're gonna do most of your interacting with the smart lock. So we've got the main look of it here. It's got kind of a futuristic look, almost Cybertruck. If you flip it sideways, it kind of looks like a Cybertruck. Anyways, that out of the way. So you got your screen. Right down here is our cover, which is where the not USB, that's on the bottom. This is where our key is, so you can manually unlock with the keys. The bottom side down here is where the USB-C port is for emergency backup power, should those batteries inside we talked about earlier go bad, or not go bad, go dead. And then on the bottom, there's also a little spot down here, which is where your speaker is. Here's our display, as well as the technology for the palm reading. So we go here, wake it up, there we go. So we got a number keypad here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. We got a lock. Push here, we can lock it. And then to unlock it, we're going to get our palm out here and unlock it. Nice and easy. The cool thing with the pin code, so it does a few things. So on some smart locks, whether it has a palm lock, fingerprint reader, or anything like that, if it's got a digital keypad on it, a lot of times for an added security, they'll rotate the numbers around. They'll mix them up. Instead of being in order 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth, they'll mix them up. So they're randomized. And is what the point of that is so if you're putting your pin code in, if you put the same thing on a screen like this, it's gonna link fingerprints, and you can see, I just locked it, but you can see where fingerprints are. Let's unlock it here. There we go. But you can see where you've been touching it, so somebody could easily try and figure out your pin code. So when you randomize it, you're gonna be touching different places all the time. It's gonna be tough to tell. This doesn't randomize the buttons on the screen. However, it does something interesting. So you set your pin code in the app, which we'll cover in just a moment. But you put your pin code in the app, and so when you go to enter it on the screen, you can put it in and put a bunch of random numbers that don't have anything to do with your pin code, aren't in the pin code order. So you put those in, put your pin code in order, and then continue pushing other buttons, and then hit the unlock. And as long as your pin code is hit and entered in the correct order and within the space of the other numbers, then it'll unlock. So it's kind of an interesting way to mix up your PIN code or push the buttons on the screen, so it makes it tougher to realize what the PIN code might be. So this does have palm, key, PIN code, voice through the, if you connect it to your like Google Assistant or Google Gemini, who's sorely, Amazon Alexa devices or something like that, you can use voice. You have the app as well. There is no fingerprint, so you don't have that option on this lock. So it's just either palm, pin, key, or the other options through your phone or voice or something like that. So that's what you got there. And that's it. From a design standpoint, I do want to mention a couple of things from a hardware standpoint. So we do have IP53 water and dust resistance. So this can get sprayed on, splashed, things like that. If fine dust, it's good. It's rated for outdoor use. It is also certified by, so if I can get this right, the Builders Hardware and Manufacturers Association for its durability. So it's passed all those durability standpoints as far as being hit, jammed, frozen, things like that. So it's passed those certifications, so it's been rated by that group to be able to withstand what it needs to withstand. You can load up to 50 palms and 50 pin codes in it. You can also set temporary pin codes, expiring pin codes, and things like that. So let's take a look at the app and kind of see how that is set up and used, and we'll go on from there. So the Wyze app is what you're going to use to control your palm lock. So if you've got other Wyze devices, it's the same app, and they just categorize it into different sections. So once you get the app downloaded, if it's your first time using a Wyze device, you're going to set up an account, and then you're going to go in and add your device. Let me start the screen recording. And once you add your device, it walks you through the process and does a great job of all of that. So once you get set up, you're going to have your devices at the top of your screen. So you're going to select the device you want to manage. In this case, we're talking about the palm lock. So we're going to click on that. And the main screen is just basic. It's easy. There's nothing you really need to be doing with this, right? Your whole point is to see if it's been locked or unlock your door, check your battery. So that's what we see here. So we see the door is open. Yes. We got 90% battery. I've been using this now for about 3 or 4 weeks. So you can kind of see that battery usage there. You can see at the bottom here, you can see all the attempts to lock it, unlock it, how it was taken care of, who unlocked it, and you can press the lock or unlock button right here. Push that, run it through, and there it goes. While it's not super fast, it is going to be affected by things like your internet and other devices that are being used. Press it again, and you can unlock it. There we go. So you go to the settings section here. So it's called, right mine, it's called front door, access and sharing. So this is where you're going to be able to go in and allow them to access everything within the account, so they can add things like PIN codes, passcodes, and all that kind of stuff, or you can just give somebody access to the lock directly. So if you do lock, you're going to put the person's name in, go in and set a PIN code where you can set it for them. You can ask them what it is and let them set it. Then you can register palm. So you can left or right palm. So you can register both of those depending on how your door is set up. If it's easy to access either hand, it's a great way to go ahead and set them both up. That way, if you got something in your hands, you can use your other one to unlock the door. The way my door is set up, it's really only accessible through one hand print. So, and that's that. So then at the bottom, you can set up where they always get it. It's recurring or it's temporary. You get all those options down there and adjust that. You can see mine. I've only got a right palm set and my access code. And you can manage all that directly from here. So it's really cool. You can set a one-time PIN code. And so how long it'll be running for. So if you've got somebody coming over, house sitting or something like that, this is a great option. You can set that PIN code and it'll only run for, you can set it for if you're gone for a week, let it access for a week, and then it shuts off. So it's kind of nice there. And just like we were looking on the front homepage here, you still see all of the locks and unlocks and who unlocked it. So if that PIN code has been used at odd times, you'll be able to see that and maybe ask some questions. Notifications, you can get that set up. So how long it's been open, if it's locked, unlocked, you can get notified on your phone. Auto lock's kind of nice. You can set this up to have it lock after a certain period of time. If you want it to automatically lock, automatically, but what I use is the lock after hours. And so this is where you can set it to, after a certain point in time of the day, if the door is unlocked, it'll automatically lock itself. That way you don't forget to lock it at night. Volume is where you're going to adjust the speaker volume, so you can talk through here to whoever's out there. Third-party integration, this only works with Google Home at the moment, so you have that. As far as those types of apps, it does work with IoTTT and some other, you might be able to integrate it into things like Home Assistant. Calibration, this is what you're going to set up. So when you initially install the lock and set up, it'll automatically go through a calibration phase to make sure it can lock and unlock easily through your door and the frame. And that's what you can go back and redo that if something changes. If your house is older and may shift or something like that, you may need to recalibrate it. Battery management down here, you can go through and set up how often you want it to set, so it'll automatically turn on if it, as you approach it. You can have it so you have to touch the screen to wake the screen up. So there's different ways to kind of save battery and extend that out a little bit better. Filter entry lockout, so if the pin code or palm has been messed with multiple times and it hasn't been successful, you can have it do a lockout for a certain period of time. Automations, this is where you're going to be able to, connect it with other devices in your, where are we at here? Connect it to other Wyze devices you have, so you can have it so that if a camera or something sees somebody, or this door gets unlocked, your front porch light turns on or something like that. So you can set those up. And then we've got, device info, tells you your information like internet connection, firmware, things like that. That's it. Pretty simple. Once you get it all set up, like I said, the front screen of the app, you're just going to get in there and you're going to see how it's been getting used, locked, unlock situations, lock and unlock it from the button, check your battery, and that's kind of all you're going to really need. Once you get it set up, you're really not going to be messing with many settings after that. I mean, you'll maybe add a pin code or something like that. Otherwise, kind of set it and forget it, and it's nice and easy to use, and you're ready to go. So, with that out of the way, let's wrap it up. All right, overall, I think Wyze has done a pretty good job with this lock. I do like it is relatively quick. Once it recognizes your hand, it's pretty quick to lock and unlock. You don't have to be super close. I recommend 5 to 10 inches away to read your palm. It works good. The pin code's quick and easy to access. I don't have a whole lot of issues with it. From a hardware standpoint, it's built really solid. There's not a lot of rattling or anything like that. The app's pretty clean, easy to use. I haven't had any issues with it, so it's a great option to consider if you're looking to replace your front door lock. This is a good one to check out, the Wyze Palm Lock. I'll put a link to it down below. If you have any questions, make sure you drop in the comments. Try to help you out the best I can. Make sure you stick around, hit that subscribe, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. I got some cool stuff coming up on smart lights. I got smart vacuums and some other cool robot things coming up, so I'd like to show you guys those things. So make sure you stick around. Thanks for watching.